Top of the day to you. This is the JR Show. I am your host, JR Flores. You're listening to Current Radio. Check us out online at currentradio.com. You can also download that Current Radio app to your smart device. Take us on all of your holiday vacations. And head over to YouTube as we are streaming live right now. Just go to YouTube, search up Current Radio, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come along live with us every single day at 2:05 in all of our glory. Plus, we're also on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X. Just look up Current Radio. I am also out there, JR Flores, or why not JR? Tell Greg to worry about his fantasy team somewhere else. Like, for real. Greg, you're in first place. You had a bye week. Get over it. That boy talks about fantasy more than anybody else I know. He will complain and be undefeated. Do you realize that? Greg will complain and be, Greg, no, don't leave. Don't leave now that I'm talking about you. Greg.
Hold on. He's conversating with his
Hey. He's just that boy, man. He has been in the lead the whole freaking season, but the first 2 weeks maybe. And what has he done since then? Complain. The dude could win the whole thing. He complains more than I do, and that's a lot. That is a lot. He has an obsession with fantasy football. I think Greg Kerr needs help, you guys. Seriously.
If there was AA for fantasy football, Greg would be in there.
We're about to pull him in, and we're going to tell him this is an intervention, Greg. Your fantasy is not good. What? Is my audio not working on you too?
No. We're good there, but I have what you asked for.
Oh,
I need a login, though, in order to keep it.
Oh, to keep it running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a free 5 minutes, but
yeah, we'll sneak in for about 5 minutes. Chris is talking about the Maya Hernandez case. They are in day 6 of the trial as it is wrapping up. They started closing arguments this morning. KGET has been live streaming the whole thing. I was watching some of it earlier today as the defense was making their case and closing arguments as to basically what I think Ralph has even kind of been questioning. I've been back and forth on whether or not this rises to second-degree murder. If you're wondering what we are talking about, or if you haven't heard about the case of Maya Hernandez, I have to go back and explain for those that don't or haven't heard about it. This happened back in July when what we believed she was going in for was lip injections. We've learned through the trial now she was actually having a Brazilian butt lift done. She claims she was only supposed to be in there for 20, 30, 45 minutes. She ended up being in there for over 2 hours. During that time, she left both of her children, 1 and 2-year-old, inside of the car while she was in there. This was in the middle of hot summer of July in Bakersfield. And her claim is, well, I left them with the car running, the air conditioner on, and during closing statements, he said she left them with a bottle and a fruit roll-up and YouTube. Made sure I left my phone in there so they could watch YouTube. And then I left the key fob under the seat so that the car would stay running. And I didn't know the car would shut off after an hour. And her claim is, I didn't know. And that's basically the premise of second-degree murder. I had to look it up, and after this case finishes, I'll bring in an expert, a lawyer, to help me actually break down what happens. But part of second-degree murder is conscious disregard for human life. And that's what the defense is kind of questioning during the whole case, practically, and that's what he's kind of presenting today during closing arguments is that she didn't know. She didn't know this would happen. She had no knowledge of one, that the car turned off. She didn't leave them in the hot car. So therefore, she didn't think anything was wrong. So therefore, she didn't know that they were being exposed to the extreme heat. Or at least that's what the argument sounded like to me in closing statements. And they've gone through all the investigations. Hey, did you know that's dangerous? And I believe she admitted at one point, yeah, I knew I shouldn't have done it. Well, that's not, I didn't mean I knew it was dangerous. I just meant I knew I shouldn't have done it. The prosecution made the case that it was a choice. She chose to come to Bakersfield for this elective procedure. The procedure was a choice by her. She also chose to bring her kids to Bakersfield, not to find a babysitter. She chose to leave them in the car, even though she was told she can take them in. And she chose for over 2 hours not to get up once and check on her kids, claiming, well, I checked my smartwatch to make sure that YouTube was still on. Well, that's great. At least YouTube was still running. Did they drop their bottle? Don't know. Is the fruit roll up on the floor? Couldn't tell you. Are the kids crying? Nah, who cares? YouTube is on. They should be fine. And she sat as a choice not to once check on the kids, claiming I didn't think I had no idea it was dangerous. And that's where the question lies. Is it a conscious decision? Did she know that it could result in death? To which I say, there's been plenty of PSAs. There's been plenty of messages put out. Don't leave your kids in the car. Hot cars are very dangerous. Da 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 da. And it's not even like she forgot the kids in the car, right? That's the other point. It's one thing if and I always go, I don't understand how you accidentally leave your kid in the car, and there's PSAs that say, well, put a purse in the back seat of your car so you know. At least if you're going to get your purse, then you go, oh yeah, I got my kid too. What parent remembers their purse over their kid? Okay, but hey, she didn't forget the kid. She purposely left them in the vehicle. And so closing arguments are today. I'm assuming they should wrap up maybe today, if not early tomorrow, and then the jury will get the case. I know it's coming up on holiday weeks here next week. I'm not sure what the calendar looks like in the court system. But we should know something, if not by this end of the week, maybe early on next week before they have to go into the holiday recess. Which one again, I don't know. I imagine maybe they're closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but I couldn't tell you with certainty. But those closing arguments are continuing. Are they still in there, Chris? Do we have the audio or
give me one
access
second.
the KGET Plus? Thanks to KGET for doing that. No,
it says I need a preview or a login in order to preview.
Do you need a login just to preview too? Come on, Derek, hook me up. But those will continue on through. I've been going back and forth whether or not I think it's second-degree murder. My emotions and the defense talked about the staff and it being emotional and heavy for the medical staff to have dealt with it that day, but they can't get into the mind, and that's what I talked about with myself and emotion and dealing with it, of me being upset, yes, at Maya Hernandez and the mother that she is to her kids, and not deserving her kids, and negligence. And it probably wasn't the first time she's done it. That's why she thought maybe I could get away with it, because I've done it before. Not sure if anybody asked her that. Hey, have you ever done this before? Was this the first time that you've ever left the kids in the car? Or every procedure that you've been in? Because I didn't hear them ask, is this the first procedure that you've received at this medical spa? Or have you been in before? Is this, maybe the ladies can help out with the answer on this one. Chris, do you know, is it like Ozempic where you have to keep getting it done, especially with the Botox in the forehead and the lips and everywhere else, that it has to be a constant upkeep of, if you don't keep doing, it's not a one-time thing? Is the Brazilian butt lift the same? Women, do you know? Women, call the show if you've had a Brazilian butt lift. 1, Chris is single. 2,
that was smooth.
2,
That was smooth.
You like that one?
That was smooth.
I'm trying to help you out, bro. I know you're lonely in the holiday season, so I'm just trying to help you out. 2, I want to know, is it regular maintenance? Is it something that has to be done every single month or every couple of weeks, or your butt starts to sag?
Honestly, I could see that being the case, but I have no idea.
And it pertains to this case because I want to know, is this the first time that she had been in the spa? Previously, when she had, if she had been in the spa previously, had she brought the kids in prior? I'm just I'm not a lawyer. I don't have a law degree. I've never taken the bar exam. I'm just a very inquisitive mind that thinks of things crazy and differently. So I'll explain another one later about, I think I was talking to you yesterday, Chris, about the guy that, did I talk about how the billionaire that was giving money to the guy that tackled the Australian shooter?
Yes, yeah, we were talking about that.
We were talking about it in the hallway, but did I talk about it on the air yesterday?
I don't think we did.
I was talking about it to somebody else last night, and they're like, JR, you're just, you have, and I said, yeah, I know. I'll explain later in the broadcast. Let's go ahead and take a break. On the other side, we'll talk a little bit more local news. The city in CAPK, it's not the first I've heard of this, are trying to get a grant from the state. And it's one of those hotels on Union. They're turning it into homes for, I believe it's veterans and mental health patients. I'll give you my thoughts. Shafter, who I've always looked at as a very, very well-run city, is now looking at a possible city tax. Measure C, I believe. We'll talk about that. Governor Gavin Newsom is making news all over the state. Discuss what he's been saying and doing, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't win the Powerball, Chris. I'm still here. Although I did hit the Powerball number.
Did you really?
I just didn't match anything with it.
Ow.
So I only got $4 out of it, which I'll put back in because nobody won. And it's now up to $1.25 billion. Next drawing is tomorrow night. Tell you what I plan to do with all of my riches. You can call in or text anytime. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Did you get this invite, Chris? I didn't see one with my name on it.
Nope.
You didn't get one either, huh?
I don't get invited to
She's
things.
notorious for handing myself and Ralph these late. People on YouTube can see. And I know Miss Abernathy is listening. I'm just kidding, Kathy. I'll show up anyways. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180.
Happy Christmas party. Kathy, Margaret, and Madeline. Not telling y'all where she lives. Crazy. How do I get a Stinson hoodie? I'll take it in the same size as a JR Show hoodie or an ESPN Early Bird Special hoodie. Ben gave me this hoodie probably, I couldn't even tell you, a few years ago. I just don't ever wear it much. I ran out of sweaters because I don't typically have to wear a sweater every single day in Bakersfield, but it appears for the last 3 weeks I've had to wear a sweater every single day in Bakersfield, and I ran out. So this is not that I don't like my Stinson hoodie. I love it. Nice blue. It's got Stinson on it. Stinson hooks us up with my legal pads that I write on and our paper that I print stuff on. And if you got a business, go to Stinson's. Thank you, Ben Stinson. That's a free plug for you. Hopefully the courts get this one right since they bungled UI. Hey. She's doing the time. Madison's in jail right now. She'll spend her birthday, Christmas, New Year's, all those fun holidays in the jumpsuit. Which the card is still up front if you guys want to sign it. They need to bless that motel in Union with some holy water. Not a lot. They need to bless all of Union with some holy water. That's my problem, and I'll get into it when we come back and talk about it. And I know it's difficult to pick locations because you get the NIMBYs. Not in my backyard. That all matters. That all matters. Man, I am starving, y'all. What should I have for? Oh, it's Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Hey, Sergio, I heard you dressed up for town. You saw that? Also, please bring the wrapped ornament if you're not ready for exchange before.
Your results may vary, and prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome. Clean Slate BK Group PC, located at 7th Plaza, Suite 61, New York, 10001, is responsible for the content of this act. For more information, visit csbk.com. That's csbk.com. Your clean slate.
Hey, Ralph Bailey for Agape Air. You know, when the air just isn't right, call the team that gets it done right. That's Agape Air, keeping homes comfortable for 18 years. Locally owned and always professional.
There was a guy on, I think somebody sent it to me on Facebook with the CAPK stuff and the city putting in for this. $35 million.
Don't sweat it. Call Agape Air. 661-399-6600 today. Agape Air. Comfort you can feel. Service.
I'm gonna start doing some things in the new year to help out the folks of Bakersfield. Be knowledgeable about what's happening. Whoa. Y'all see that? Jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. Now you know the middle of the snow. Have a cup of what? Welcome back. It's the JR Show. It's Gun Radio. Any calls from Brazilian butt lifts, women, Chris? No? No? Okay. Just making sure. It's 1-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. That's the number. If you do want to chime in at any time, please feel free to do so. The city of Bakersfield and CAPK, the Community Action Partnership of Kern, have been looking at a state grant for $35 million. They're looking to do that so they can transform a former hotel on Union into homes, basically for, I believe it's veterans and those with mental health or substance use disorders at risk of or already experiencing homelessness. The state has been handing out these grants, and my issue is it's tax money, so yes, it's our money. It's not Measure N tax money, which makes me go, okay, if we were supposed to be spending Measure N tax money on these things, but instead we're getting state grants, that has opened up Measure N money to be spent on other things, which the city of Bakersfield has very happily. spending money on all sorts of things with Measure N money. Somebody had sent this to me, and the person that had recorded a video, and it compels me to have to do more in the new year, Chris. I'm going to have to inform our citizens, because there's a lot of misinformation and late information when it comes to topics like these things. Somebody brought it to my attention, and they're like, "What the heck, dude? Why are we about to spend 35 million?" And I'm like, "Well, we're not. We're trying to get a grant from the city now, or from the state. Now, the city did spend $1.4 million a couple of years ago to buy this hotel, because it had been dilapidated, it ran down. It originally got popped for prostitution, and the owner was arrested and all that. And then it got switched hands, and it got like all vacant, abandoned buildings in Bakersfield that one time or another will burn down. And so the city stepped in and purchased it. I think they knew that CAPK and the plans were to transition this into some sort of housing. And so I've got to do better for you guys in bringing you information, because I can talk about it on the radio, as we did probably a month or a month and a half ago. This isn't the first time they've applied for it. It's actually, they applied, and it got kicked back to them and told them they needed more information, and now they have to reapply. That's what this next city council meeting is, going, okay, we got to reapply, make sure we do it right this time. Because we're notorious for screwing up grants and having to reapply because we didn't know what we were doing the first time. Whole different topic. But I need to, because there's people online that will post stuff and act like it's the first time this is happening. They don't know the actual facts of the stories, and that's where the misinformation comes. So I promise you, moving into the new year, I will do better on social media when it comes to bringing awareness to the actual facts of things that are happening. My biggest issue with this, it's not the 35 million. It's not the, I mean, it is, but it's not the 1.4 million. It's the location. If we want people to truly be successful, if we're talking about putting people with substance abuse problems and mental health issues, let's go ahead and ask ourselves, is the best place to put those people to be successful on, is it on Union? Show of hands. Is Union the best place to put people suffering from substance abuse and mental health? It seems that Union is pretty populated with these people anyways, and putting people that are trying to get into recovery into that atmosphere probably isn't the best place to do that. And I get it, it's tough, because then you get the NIMBYs and the people that are, well, not in my backyard. I don't want that in the nice neighborhood. I get it, you run into those issues of where can we put these places at. But I always just question, is Union the best place? It's what's going to happen to the La Mirage, the one that keeps burning down too. The city's eventually going to buy that one. We'll try to flip it into housing, which really turns into vouchers and people getting vouchers and just staying in a room and not really ever receiving any kind of care. So let's just make sure when we're getting our stories that we have all of the correct information. Come back on the other side of the news. Looking for a sales tax on the city. I'll make one comment about the Trump comments about and the hypocrisy that exists right now. More boat strikes. I'll explain. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. The verse of the day.
Prosecutors say Rob Reiner's son, Nick Reiner, will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder in the killing of his parents. Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan Hoffman announced the charges against 32-year-old Nick Reiner.
Trying to, and I don't have audio in here.
The Trump administration
On my computer right here, so I can't pull up the proceedings. Hold tight, listen to this.
This move Tuesday is part of ongoing efforts to tighten U.S. standards for travel and immigration. The decision follows the arrest of an Afghan national suspect in the shooting of 2 National Guard troops over Thanksgiving weekend. On Wall Street, a mixed day as the Dow is down by 302 points, the Nasdaq rose 54, the S&P 500 declined 16. More details at srnnews.com.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
You are being asked to be on the lookout for a copper thief, a man who stole copper from an AC at a business on Chester Avenue back on October 23rd. He's 20 to 30 years old with black hair. He was last seen wearing a black shirt, gray cargo shorts, and white shoes. Police are asking for tips. In Shafter, the city council is considering today whether to hire a communications firm to convey their message about a need to raise the sales tax next year. They say the 7.25% isn't cutting it to cover expenses, and that would be put to a vote by the people. Bakersfield's 33 new police officers are helping remodel homes for a community service project as their first assignment. That's part of the Healthy Rooms Project. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on FM 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PIPE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PIPE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Gift card confusion? Give them what they really want. More time on the best golf courses in the nation. For less money, the Central Coast Golf Card is the perfect last-minute gift for any golfer. Instant delivery, instant savings while they last. That's centralcoastgolfcard.com.
The Ralph Bailey Show, weekdays from 3 till 6 p.m.
It's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Tuesday TRBS. We'll have more on Maya Hernandez, the hot car mom, her testimony. She took the stand on Monday. Plus, our former federal magistrate judge, Teresa Golder, joins us. All that, me at 3. It's TRBS, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. I'll see you at 3.
On News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. The Charlie Kirk Show, weekdays at 6 p.m. on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Mom to me and bring it to my ear. A little shimmy shaking. What do socks?
The older you get, the more you appreciate socks.
I like socks. Give me some funky socks.
Underwear. We appreciate that.
Just don't make them white. That's all. If you're gonna get me socks for Christmas, just don't make them white. I don't like a white. If I even wear socks, just saying, I'm not wearing socks today. But if I do, they're not white socks. So get me a pair of funky socks if you're gonna give me. And underwear. I always ask for underwear every Christmas too. My mom goes, "You need underwear?" Yeah, I can.
That's the longest running dad joke in my family.
What's that? You get your
my
dad
stepdad
underwear?
has been saying this for as long as I've known him. But every time he grabs a present and shakes it, and they say, "What is it?" He says, "Underwear, wrong size, wrong color."
Yeah.
Just like the longest running joke in his entire repertoire.
And it's never been underwear, has it?
Nope,
Not once has it been underwear. That's dads for you. 661-842-5376, 661-842-KERN. Dads, what do you guys want for Christmas? I'm a dad. I don't really want anything for Christmas. But you guys know how I feel about it. But what do you guys want? Let me know. What were we talking about before we left? Oh, yeah, CAPK and then Shafter. The city of Shafter that one struck me kind of off. I always thought Shafter was in good shape financially, but the city officials are looking to take steps to improve communication, community, and can say, dude, decide to add a sales tax measure to the ballot next year, according to officials. Shafter is facing rising demands on public safety, transportation, infrastructure, and community amenities. On top of this, Shafter's traditional revenue sources have also become more restricted. The agenda said, quote, the fiscal pressures have prompted consideration of additional funding mechanisms to ensure the city can continue to meet community needs, sustainability, and equity. Oh, yeah. The agenda said the current sales tax rate is 7.25. They want to just be like Bakersfield, go up to 8.25. Ridgecrest has the highest at 9.25. It was McFarland that recently did a Measure C, and they've increased it up to 9.25 as well. That goes into effect next April. It's I guess it's the new thing to tell people that, hey, we're gonna need more taxes because everything has become more expensive. Duh. You don't think we know that as citizens? Duh. And so they are looking to raise taxes out in Shafter, which again I felt Shafter has always been in good shape, but at least they're looking ahead. It's not like the city of Bakersfield where they're going, oh, our sewers are falling apart and we're going to need money to fix those. Like 5 years ago. Thanks. I'm glad you guys have been doing the upkeep on that. Glad the maintenance has been in tip-top shape. So I guess at least the city of Shafter isn't in bad shape now. They're just, I don't know what leadership tends to do. Look ahead. 5 years out, 10 years out, 15 years out, 30 years out. What is this city going to look like? We should probably prepare for that. So yeah, Shafter is, and still better run than the city of Bakersfield. I'm going to talk about Trump really quick. I don't talk about national politics too much, but everybody is up in arms, and we discussed it yesterday, and I gave you guys my thoughts about what President Trump said about Rob Reiner and the death and his statement on Truth Social. But not only that, yesterday when reporters asked him about it, he said the same thing. Rob Reiner wasn't great for America. I think he was bad, and continued to just bash him. And to which I said yesterday, that is inexcusable, indefensible, inappropriate, uncalled for. And not presidential-like. Now, I can say that because I'm equal across the board. The fact that I am saying that about the president, who happens to be a Republican, should let you know that I'm even across the board with that. Because I said the same thing when the other side was practically saying the same thing the president is when the Charlie Kirk death happened. You see, the same hypocrites, when Charlie Kirk died and they all celebrated, talked about how he probably deserved to be shot. He was a racist. He was a misogynist. He was this, that, and this, and gave all the reasons to justify the killing of Charlie Kirk, are now upset that the president has made foul comments about the death of one of theirs. And so all I'm going to do is call out the hypocrisy. You can't sit there and when it's convenient for you to say that, oh, that person got shot. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, have you heard the things that they say? Have you seen the things that they do? Do you know who Charlie Kirk was? Do you know what his statements are? those same very people that justified the killing of Charlie Kirk are now upset because the president has made comments about the death of Rob Reiner in very, I don't even know if you would call it poor taste. I think it's just wrong. It's flat out wrong. But as I'm down the hall, sitting in my office, and I can hear, not a conversation, but I can also hear people listening to other things on their computers or on their phones as they go by, and I hear, oh, that's so wrong that the president said that. I can't believe that this would ever happen. How could he say those types of things? And it's the very same people that said very terrible things after the death of Charlie Kirk. And that's not me defending what the president said, because if you need to know my thoughts on what the president said, go back on YouTube and watch yesterday's show. It's right there. It's a plug in case you didn't realize. I'm telling you that you can go back and watch past episodes on YouTube. That's the beauty of being subscribed to our YouTube channel. If you missed the past show, you can go back and watch it. It lives there forever. You don't ever have to wonder, did JR say that? Yes, he did. It's right there. So if you're wondering what my comments are on the president's comments about Rob Reiner, then they're unacceptable from anybody, especially a president. Yes, I can sit here and say that. I just look at the hypocrites that try to stand up now and say, oh my gosh, how dare he? Were the same ones that were saying terrible things when another man had lost his life. So just be careful when you're walking around in your hypocrisy, not to be called out for it. There's also talks on the level of more boat strikes happening this week, and they're still wanting them to release video of other boat strikes. My only issue with the boat strikes, as far as their effectiveness, right? I get it. We have to stop the flow of drugs into this country. I'll never support and go, oh, well, there was people on that boat, and those. Yes, there's bad things coming to that boat, but my issue is the people that are on the boat. I guess it's the people that are most likely smuggling those drugs into the country. Isn't the guy sitting at the top? Hell, it's not even the second in command. It's not the third in command. It's not. It is the lowest level of the person transporting those drugs into our country. Why? Because they don't care about those people. When I say they, I mean the drug lords that are running the drugs into our country, the cartels. They don't care about human life. Some of those people that are probably on those boats smuggling drugs into our country, some of them are probably forced to do that against their will. Some of them might owe cartels for a loan they have taken out or something. Maybe they fell on hard times and needed help from the cartel, and now the cartel's like, well, you got to work that off. Here's a boat, here's some drugs. And so while I understand the need to stop these ships from coming in that carry drugs into our country, this is where I go, two things can exist at the same time. I also have concern that the people that are on those boats, like that second strike that killed the survivors from the first strike, who are those people though? Are they the real problem? The boat is. But my heart, my compassion for human life goes, Those are probably innocent people just as well being forced into that. There might be one guy on there that's in charge of the other three. And so I struggle with it too. And I can be open and honest about it. And you should be too. It's okay. You don't have to pick sides and go, it's this way, it's that way. If this is right and this is wrong and this is no, it's okay to go, well, let me look at this from a complete picture and break it down. Yes, the drug boats need to be stopped. Yes, we need to do something. Does this discourage more boats from coming? Obviously not, because if it had, there would be boats not coming anymore, but we're still shooting boats. You do know that the drug cartel sends more than one boat, right? They'll send 3 boats knowing that we're probably going to lose one. They can cover that loss. And that's what makes me question, though, are the strikes working, and are there different means that we can do this by more effective? You might not. Let's get to a break. On the other side, we'll talk a little bit more and around talking about crime is low, crime is low, crime is down in the California. I'm going to build a new web page that lists the top 10 criminals surrounded by Donald Trump. Well, thanks, Gavin. That's what we needed. A website that has Donald Trump and his friends as criminals. Yes, thanks for helping keep the state of California safe. I'll break down those numbers and stats that he uses to claim that crime is down in California in most major cities, even though all of us citizens that walk outside of our door every single day will say, I don't feel it. You might tell me that it's down, but it doesn't feel that way. I'll explain after the break. It's the JR Show. It's Kern Radio. We'll be right back.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN.
Coming up on the Wednesday edition of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton Show, we'll continue to look at the Brown University shooting. What is the situation with that investigation, and also the aftermath of the Bondi Beach terrorist attack?
Union is not the best place. It's not. It's just not. I mean, come on. If we're really trying to help people, if we're really trying to get people integrated back into society and productive members of civilization, then is Union the best place to put these people that are recovering? Probably not. Probably not. I want some peace and quiet. Yes, I want some rest. I just need a vacation. So I'll be out a couple days next week and the following. WrestleMania tickets to Vegas. You and Chris both. Chris is working on it, I promise. I think Kirk's death and Rob Reiner's death are incomparable, but both tragic in nature. One was political assassination, was it? Yes. But the reactions are what can be compared, right? It's just reacting to a murder or the loss of life and how we react to that as groups now, right? And so we have drawn the lines and are accepting death our opponents. And that's crazy to me, because this isn't the level of war where people need to die, I think. Off for 2 weeks, homie. Yeah, you are. You and all the other teachers out there that don't do that for 2 weeks, get whole Thanksgiving break, Easter break, and summer's up. No, I'm just playing, Sergio. Hey, but I do, but there is, I believe, at the, I don't know if it's the BCSD or KHSD board. I'll have to look. I didn't get a chance to. The meeting they're going to be discussing cell phones on campus, which is going to get parents all ticked off. Which, if you're a parent that supports having your kid having a cell phone at school, then you're just entitled. You're just entitled. I'm sorry. You are. You think you're entitled. And I run into those kinds of people all the time.
The Armstrong and Getty Show, weekdays noon to 2 on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1180 KERN. Now, back to the JR Show.
Pumpkin pie on Christmas? I thought that was Thanksgiving. Yeah,
Thanksgiving kind of like took that over.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pumpkin pie on Christmas.
I mean, I don't eat pumpkin pie anyway, but
It's okay. As long as I like a little bit of pumpkin pie with my Cool Whip. You can't even see the pumpkin pie under the amount of Cool Whip that I place upon it. That's how much Cool Whip. It's like creamer in my coffee. I like a little bit of coffee with my creamer. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. 661-842-5376. 661-842-KERN. Anything on the text board before I jump into something else, sir? What you got?
stay running. You left your baby in an unlocked car for 2 hours.
Yes.
This is BS.
Yes. 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 And there was a point at which she said, well, I didn't want to take, and this is her on the stand in her own defense, in her own words yesterday, while she was testifying, said, I didn't want to take them in because I didn't know if I could, one, take them back there for my procedure, and two, I didn't want to leave my kids with strangers in the waiting room. So instead of leaving your kids in the waiting room with strangers, you chose to leave them by themselves at 1 and 2 years old, strapped into a car seat with a bottle, a fruit roll-up, and your phone so they could watch YouTube with the car running and the keys inside of the car in a city that you don't even live in. I just have a problem making that make sense. Where is the logical part of your brain connected to the rest of your brain? Because that just don't make no sense. I don't know if it rises to second-degree murder. We'll see. The jury should be getting the case. If closing arguments wrapped up today, should have gotten the case, and they might have been sent home, and deliberation may begin tomorrow.
Did already.
Oh,
or they're deliberating.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, if the judge was giving ins to the jury, but usually wraps up around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So I'm not sure if he allowed them to start deliberations today, or if just gave them instructions, sent them home, and then they can begin deliberating tomorrow. But hopefully we will know something before the holiday season arrives in that Maya Hernandez case. Anything else on the board there?
Yeah, I got a couple more.
What else?
Here's my issue: $35 million for a 37-unit housing development.
Yeah, I
basically
know.
$1 million a unit on Union Avenue.
Yeah.
We could buy 50 houses in Seven Oaks for $35 million.
Hey, I'm with you. There's one for sale. Go ahead and get it for me. I know. It sounds ridiculous when you do the math that way. And I think that also they included that would cover the cost of running it for the first couple of years and all the renovations that would need to take place. Not only that, but they're going to put in different facilities that will be able to be used on site, as opposed to them having to leave that facility to go get treatment. I know Trust me, I question all of it. It's all a money grab, if you ask me. From the city buying the property from $1.4 million a couple years ago to now this to yes, and yes. We have every reason to be civil when it comes to these kinds of. Oh, we're doing something. Look, we're doing something to try to help the problem. Well, yeah, doing something and doing something that works are two different things. 661-842-KERN. Anything else?
This last one just says, put her in a hot room to show her what will happen to her lips.
It was her butt, though. We've learned.
Yeah, we figured it out. It's not the lips.
We've learned now that it wasn't a lip injection. That came from police report. Was the initial lip injection that came from the police report? We've now learned during testimony and during the trial that it wasn't a lip injection. She was there for a Brazilian butt lift. Which either way, I know lip injections don't last. Trust me, I know, ladies. You got to go back for maintenance. Is the booty lift the same thing, though? We didn't get any calls on that, Chris? No girls out there with booty lifts, huh? They just don't want to admit it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. No one's just, they're not going to admit that.
Why? Why don't you? We can tell, okay? Trust me, we can tell.
Traditionally, plastic surgery comes from a place of, yeah.
We can tell. We can tell the lips. We can tell the eyebrows and the forehead. We can tell the cheeks. Trust me, it's noticeable. The butt. We know when it's fake, ladies. Just admit it. Some guys are cool with it. Just admit it. 661-842-KERN. 661-842-5376. Is that all, sir?
I just got one more.
Oh, one more.
The jury is in the jury room, and the attorneys have left the courtroom 15 minutes ago.
Oh, wow. Who's down at the courthouse? Who's listening? Who's listening and who's at the courthouse who has all this information? Please tell us. Tell us more. No, but yeah, they should be wrapping up, though, in about an hour. Court usually closes around 4 o'clock. They don't like to keep them long. The judges like to get home, and yeah. So they will continue to, unless they go in there and they already know, no, this is the way, look at it. This might not be second degree. The woman deserves a whole lot of punishment. So let's just go ahead and find her guilty and go home and get up out of here. I don't think that's what they're going to do, but you never know with the jury. You never know. Hopefully we'll find out again, like I said, within the next couple of days before holidays kick in and the courts will be closed. That sound means we are done for the day. Hour goes by fast when you're having fun. Don't forget to get to your Powerball ticket, $1.25 billion, as nobody has won. I was out at the giving machines last night, out at River Lakes Giving Machines out there. Go and check them out. Help some local nonprofits. You just go in and you can buy something for CAPK or Project Linus or all kinds of different things. Over to Shops at Riverwalk and check out the Giving Machine. I got to get out of here, make room for the Ralph Bailey Show. This is the JR Show. Lily, Dad loves you.
This is AM 1180 KERN, Green Acres.
All right, y'all. Be good. I got to go pick up my daughter. I got to go buy an ornament for kids in class. Kids are sad case, bro. Sad case. All right, you guys. Here for today. Finish your Christmas shopping and be good to each other.